Hello, welcome to Heady Remarks. It is June 19th, 2022. I'm going to try and talk about Madame Blavatsky and I don't really know that I am not prepared, I'll just admit. So you're really just going to be watching me continue to try to figure out what the hell her teachings were, I guess, and also sort of like her life, biography stuff. Because I haven't figured it all out yet. So her whole deal was to synthesize science, philosophy, and religion. So to merge those into one. And kind of like through all religions, so the book she wrote, The Secret Doctrine, is like 1,400 pages long. So yeah, I definitely am not fully schooled at all on her, but I'm trying to learn. And she's definitely an interesting person. Very headstrong, like strong-willed, doing things that women didn't really do back then, like travel alone and just be doing stuff like that. I don't know. It just wasn't common, I guess. And here, let me share a page I was just looking at. I got a new microphone. I don't know if it sounds any better, but maybe. So here she is. Yeah, she founded the Theosophical Society. She was born in 1831 in what is now Ukraine. For now, anyway, I guess. But at the time, it was Russia when she was born. So very controversial. There are definitely a lot of people who hate on her. Oh, hello, Nikki Fruit Loops. You have no idea who this is? It's H.P. Blavatsky, Madame Blavatsky. Time to learn. Yeah, you're going to be learning with me because, I don't know, I've had a crazy last couple of weeks, so my life has been a bit chaotic, but, excuses. But, I don't know, I still want to, get more into it. So her two major books were Isis Unveiled and The Secret Doctrine, which I was trying to watch like a robot reading the book really fast on YouTube. There's no way I would have been able to get through all of it though, because again, it's like 1,400 pages long. But yeah. Helena Petrovna von Hahn was born at Ekaterinoslav, a town on the river Dnieper in southern Russia. On the 12th of August, 1831, she was the daughter of Colonel Peter von Hahn and Helena Defatiev. I'm sorry, I'm probably saying them wrong. A renowned novelist. Yeah, her books were long. She wrote a lot. Prolific writer, I believe, would be a good way of putting it. And she sort of would channel and do like astral projection, like go away and come back and continue writing. So she doesn't even really take credit for the book. She kind of says that it was written through her by the masters. Hi, Archie. Say hi. Here, put your arms up here. Put your arms up here. No? Okay. Maybe come over here. Here you go. Who wants to say hi? Good kitty. My other cat is really old right now, and she's been old since I got her, and I think she's at death's door. I'm literally for no cap Heidi and hi Archie. Wait, I'm lit for no cap. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Hello! I'm saying hi back. But okay, baby boy, come on. So we got to where she was born. On her mother's side, she was the granddaughter of the gifted Princess Helena Dolgorukov. a noted botanist and writer. Yeah, she's got some royal blood, I guess, or maybe noble blood, I forget. After the early death of her mother in 1842, Helena was brought up in her maternal grandparents' house at Saratov, where her grandfather was civil governor. Helena was an exceptional child and at an early age was aware of being different from those around her. Her possession of certain psychic powers puzzled her family and friends. At once impatient of all authority. Yeah, so she was into the spiritualist stuff and also, yeah, like paranormal shit. Where the hell is my mouse? There it is. Sorry about your other older cat. We have a mini Dalshan who is 23 and still kicking. Is that just normal years, 23? That's pretty old for a dog. I guess the little ones live longer. But yeah, Judy, my cat Judy is like, I don't know. She's just, I think it might, basically I made a vet appointment and I feel like they're going to say, you should have put her down like a long time ago, but I don't know. I don't want her to be in pain, you know? We'll see what they say, I guess. Yes, 23 human years. Yeah, sorry, that probably is a stupid question. Dog years would probably be something ridiculous. Oh, yeah, so she had like these imaginary friends that she would communicate with even as a kid, which, even as an adult, she was communicating with these masters. Are they in Tibet? I forget. I'm sure I'll remember looking over this. But she says that she met the person in real life that she was meeting like in her head throughout her life, like some guy who had like saved her life somehow. And then she met him in real life and it was a real person. And it's kind of hard to know. Like her books are really good. That's probably the best thing about her. I think in her life, she had to be a little bit of a charlatan in a way. I don't know if that's the right word, but she had to be like, I think she might have done some tricks, basically. You know, she would make things appear and disappear and like she could slow down time and hi, Tribal Defender. Welcome. Yeah, like so these manifestations that she did, they could have just been tricks. Apparently she was caught doing tricks, like a letter that was supposed to be magically appearing in a hole in the wall or in like there was a hole in the wall. She was caught, like the letter was appearing in this like thing, this chest in the room. So she would do tricks to try to like publicize the Theosophical Society and herself, I guess, and her ideas. So I can actually find that forgivable, especially because she like was shipwrecked on her way to Egypt and lost all her shit. So anyway, she had to like do that to perform as a medium to earn money. She had nothing, so there's that. I don't know. It's kind of bad though, because that sort of puts a damper on anything that comes from her if she was caught, doing tricks. But it was a way to get people's attention, I guess, and get them in the door, and then try to. I think she stepped off that a bit though. She backed off on the tricks and the manifestations because it was all people were interested in. It wasn't translating into their continuing their curiosity about the stuff she wanted to teach about. I don't know. So I think she really was just doing that to like make ends meet for a minute while she was trying to get back on her feet after losing everything. Like everyone died except most people went down with the ship, but she survived and made it to Cairo and started doing tricks. So anyway, her possession of certain psychic powers puzzled her family and friends. At once impatient of all authority, yet deeply sensitive, she was gifted in many ways. A clever linguist, a talented pianist, and a fine artist, she was yet a fearless rider of half-broken horses and always in close touch with nature. At a very early age, she sensed that she was in some way dedicated to a life of service and was aware of a special guidance. Yeah. When almost 18, she married the middle-aged Nikifor V. Blavatsky, vice governor of the province of Yerevan, in a mood of rebellious independence and possibly with a plan to become free of her surroundings. I saw that she was told by I forget who, a woman who challenged her, saying no man is going to want such a strong-willed person as a wife. And maybe she wanted to prove her wrong, I guess. But the marriage, as such, meant nothing to her and was never consummated, meaning they never had sex. And I don't think she ever had sex. I think she might have died a virgin. She just wasn't into it. And she wasn't interested in being a wife. So I think about 3 months after she got married, she just took off and traveled, started traveling for 20 years. She's a mentalist. Yeah. Okay, so she took off. She escapes and traveled widely in Turkey, Egypt, and Greece on money supplied by her father. Okay, so that's where she got. On her 20th birthday in 1851, being then in London, she met the individual whom she had known in her psycho-spiritual visions from childhood. Oh, yeah, that's what I was talking about. An Eastern initiate of Rajput birth, the Mahatma Maurya, or M, as he became known. In later years among Theosophists, he told her something of the work that was in store for her, and from that moment she accepted fully his guidance. Later, the same year, Helena embarked for Canada, and after adventurous travels in various parts of the USA, Mexico, South America, and the West Indies, went via the Cape and Ceylon to India in 1852. Her first attempt to enter Tibet failed. She returned to England via Java. What does that mean? Java? What do you mean? In 1853. In the summer of 1854, she went to America again, crossing the Rockies with a caravan of immigrants, probably in a covered wagon. In late 1855, she left for India via Japan and the Straits. God, this lady got around. Definitely more than me. On this trip, she succeeded in entering Tibet through Kashmir and Ladakh, undergoing part of her occult training with her master. I want occult training. Via Java, aka Indonesia. Okay, thank you. Good. Very helpful. That's what that means. Okay. Her master, covered wagon. Okay. In 1858, she was in France and Germany and returned to Russia in the late fall of the same year, staying a short time with her sister Vera at Pskov. I think that must be yeah, it's always talking about the sister she had. I think they were close. Must be that one, Vera. From 1860 to 1865, she lived and traveled through the Caucasus, experiencing a severe physical and psychic crisis, which placed her in complete control over her occult powers. Huh? It was a crisis that left her in complete control. Okay, whatever. She left Russia again in the fall of 1865 and traveled extensively through the Balkans. Maybe it meant to say I don't know. Greece, Egypt, Syria, and Italy, and various other places. In 1868, she went via India to Tibet. On this trip, HPB, that's her initials, met the master Kut Humi, KH, for the first time and stayed in his house in Little Tibet. In late 1870, she was back in Cyprus and Greece, embarking for Egypt. Here's where the shipwreck happened. She was shipwrecked near the island of Spetsi on July 4th, 1871. Saved from drowning, she went to Cairo, where she tried to form a Societe Spirite, which soon failed. After further travels through the Middle East, she returned for a short time to her relatives at Odessa, Russia, in July 1872. In the spring of 1873, Helena was instructed by her teacher to go to Paris, and on further direct orders from him, left for New York City, where she landed July 7th, 1873. And this is going to be where she meets her very good friend, Alcott, this guy on the right here, beard. H.P. Blavatsky was then 42 years old and in controlled possession of her many and most unusual spiritual and occult powers. In the opinion of the Mahatmas, she was the best available instrument for the work they had in mind, namely to offer to the world a new presentation though only in brief outline of the age-old Theosophia, the accumulated wisdom of the ages tested and verified by generations of seers, that body of truth of which religions, great and small, are but as branches of the parent tree. Her task was to challenge, on the one hand, the entrenched beliefs and dogmas of Christian theology, and on the other, equally dogmatic materialistic view of the science of her day. A crack, however, had recently appeared in the twofold set of mental fortifications. It was caused by spiritualism then sweeping America. To quote Helena's own words, I was sent to prove the phenomena and their reality and to show the fallacy of the spiritualistic theory of spirits. Yeah, I don't think I believe she said she doesn't think that you're talking to spirits when you communicate. Oh, I saw that. Oh, what a fucking huckster. Yeah. So in October 1874, HPB was put in touch by her teachers with Colonel Henry Still Alcott, a man of sterling worth who had acquired considerable renown during the Civil War, had served the U.S. government with distinction, and was at the time practicing law in New York. She also met William Quan Judge, a young Irish lawyer who was to play a unique role in the future theosophical work. On September 7, 1875, these three leading figures, together with several others, founded a society which they chose to call the Theosophical Society, as promulgating the ancient teachings of theosophy, or the wisdom concerning the divine, which had been the spiritual basis of other great movements of the past, such as Neoplatonism, Gnosticism, and the mystery schools of the classical world. The inaugural address by the president-founder, Colonel Alcott, beard guy, was delivered November 17, 1875, a date which is considered to be the official date of the founding of the society, starting from a generalized statement of objectives, namely to collect and diffuse a knowledge of the laws which govern the universe. That's their stated goal. Collect and diffuse a knowledge of the laws which govern the universe. I want to do that too. So the founders soon expressed them more specifically. After several minor changes in wording, the objects stand today as follows: to form a nucleus of the universal brotherhood of humanity without distinction of race, creed, sex, caste, or color. Yeah, it is a global thing she was trying to do. The synthesis of yeah, she talks about Hinduism a lot, I think. Like all religions, really, just all of them. To encourage the study of comparative religion, philosophy, and science, to investigate unexplained laws of nature and the powers latent in man. One interesting thing is that she believed that the atom was divisible before we were saying that, before scientists were saying that. Blavatsky Soros. You know, I mean, it is kind of weird, this whole thing with the idea of God, because, I mean, it would need to be global, wouldn't it? I don't know. But there are similarities, like root similarities between all the major religions. It's all connected. Yeah, we're all... I am he and he is he. What is it? I was watching the video of the book, The Secret Doctrine, and taking like tons of just pictures of it. Pictures, where are you? There's one that reminded me of the I Am the Walrus. It was like, yeah, I have to talk about the 7 root races, which I had never heard of. But, where is it? Bunch of pictures of Archie, damn it. Sanskrit conveys to the profane ear no more than some ordinary and often vulgar word, because it is concealed anagrammatically or otherwise. This word of Hamsa, or esoterically Hamsa, Hamsa, is just such a case. Hamsa is equal to Ahamsa, 3 words meaning I am he in English. While divided in still another way, it will read Soham, he is. Oh, he is I, is what Soham means. Soham being equal to Sa, he, and Aham, I, or I am he. In this alone is contained the universal mystery, the doctrine of the identity of man's essence with God. I am he is, you are he is, you are me, and we are all together. Get it? I am the walrus. You get it. Okay. So anyway, that's what that reminded me of. Moving on. In September 1877, a powerful impact was made upon the reading and thinking public by the publication of H.P. Blavatsky's first monumental work, Isis Unveiled. which was issued by J.W. Bouton in New York City, the 1,000 copies of the first printing being sold within 10 days. The New York Herald Tribune considered the work as one of the remarkable productions of the century. Many other papers and journals speaking in similar terms. Isis Unveiled outlines the history, scope, and development of the occult sciences, the nature and origin of magic, the roots of Christianity, the errors of Christian theology, and the fallacies of established Orthodox science against the backdrop of the secret teachings which run as a golden thread through bygone centuries, coming up to the surface every now and then in the various mystical movements of the last 2,000 years or so. So yeah, the secret doctrine described, she was criticizing the church fathers. I think she used the word mutilated. She said that they mutilated the doctrine or something. And she said that they turned it materialistic. Yeah, I don't know. But I also heard her talking about the Russian Orthodox Church in a good way. Maybe she had to. She was like, I will never betray the Russian Orthodox. But I don't know. I don't know what that means. She definitely did criticize where the theology went, I guess, with that. Arriving in Bombay in February 1879, they established their theosophical headquarters in that city. Soon after landing, they were contacted by Alfred Percy Sinnett. Blah, blah, blah. This is boring. Moving on. Yeah, her father had quite a library, and she read every single book in that library, so that's where she got initially a lot of her knowledge. Hey! I mutilated? Rad. Russian spiritualist and philosopher and co-founder of Theosophy, a religious philosophy based on a combination of Asian beliefs and occultism. Though considered by many to be a fraud, Blavatsky produced several major books, including Isis Unveiled and The Secret Doctrine. Her Theosophical Foundation became quite popular during the 1800s and is still in operation. She's definitely very intelligent. She's got a lot of knowledge. So there's that. I don't know. I kind of like her. I don't know though. Had to move frequently. Okay, sent to live with their grandparents. Oh, that. Okay, so according to later writings, it was in Saratov that Blavatsky discovered her great-grandfather's library of esoteric books. So that's great-grandfather. She also claimed to have seen visions of a mysterious Indian. In addition, she had multiple paranormal experiences and traveled on the astral plane. Okay, it's just talking about how she got married, goes to Tibet. So he actually had a name, Moria, her master. She claimed to have studied with monks in a Tibetan monastery where she learned the mysterious language Senzar, which she associated with the lost continent of Atlantis. Yeah, she talks about Atlantis like it's definitely a thing. By the time she left Tibet, Blavatsky wrote she had learned to develop her powers of clairvoyance and telepathy, could control others' minds, could materialize and dematerialize objects, and was able to travel easily on the astral plane. Oh, what? Hey, it's pretty cool. Oh, all of these claims have come under attack from biographers who point out that Tibet was closed to all Europeans during the time Blavatsky claimed to have visited. In addition, her claims of secret and occult knowledge were highly questionable. On the other hand, her knowledge of Mahayana Buddhism was very impressive and could potentially have been developed at a monastery. After returning home and embarking on further travels, Blavatsky arrived in New York City in 18... Okay, well, anyway, she meets her friend, Theosophy in India. Death. She died kind of young. I think she was 59 or something. So this is the book, Isis Unveiled. Old things with new names. That sounds interesting. So, Theosophist. That sounds racist. So one of the thing, like for the long, because I was listening to The Secret Doctrine, right? So for the longest time, it's like going on and on about the creation or the coming into being of the universe and describing this primordial chaos, this darkness, this nothingness. And I'm probably already saying something wrong, but it talks about then like an egg, or, it's symbolic. It's like an egg or a womb, and it's like supposed to be where the universe was birthed. And it's like that was the virgin birth. So it's what's it called? The uncaused cause or something. Yeah, it's like symbolic of, I don't know. She talks about numbers. It's like zeros and ones. The number 10 is supposed to represent God. The 0 is again like a womb or an egg, and that's feminine. And then the 1 is like phallic or masculine, and that represents the male. And it's the God number 10 together. I don't know. Like I said, my understanding is very shallow, and I'm sorry. I'm trying to learn about it. But yeah, she went on about that a lot, and then how from the egg, it's like the symbolic Ouroboros, encircling the womb, or it's like a lake sometimes. Sometimes water is the chaos. Like, it's really hard to talk about. It's like very, I don't know, but I want to understand it. And they always use these terms like the uninitiated. So even though she's talking about it, I'm still like, what are you saying? What is the secret? What is this knowledge that has to be protected from, let me see here. Okay, well, maybe it'll say it on here. Maybe I should get to this part. The 7 root races, ancient amnesia, polar race, Hyperborean race, Lemurian race, Atlantean race, and Aryan race. So that's the 5th one, and that's supposed to be the one we're on right now, I guess. And then 6 and 7 are some sort of future race. She doesn't think we came from apes, incidentally. So she differs from science on that one, I guess, as well. She was saying, like, just because, animals came before humans doesn't mean that we came from them. I don't know. I don't really understand it, but maybe I'll find something that explains it. Okay, so according to the writings of Helena Petrovna Blavatsky, there will be 7 root races associated with the Earth, with each root race being divided into 7 sub-races. Yeah, because the logos comes out of the egg. The logos is the spirit, and the voice or word. It is the word. It is spirit. Shit. There's 3 things. It's breath, spirit, and voice, I think. Something like that. Logos. And then that turned into 7. I might be totally butchering this. She is kind of, wrong. Well, I mean, I don't really understand what her theory even is, so I guess I'll wait before I can understand it. So 7 root races associated with the Earth, with each root race being divided into 7 sub-races. So the 7 root races are noted as first root race, astral, etheric. So these are not all like supposed to be physical. Like the Hyperboreans, for instance, are like almost translucent and like not entirely physical. And I think they're giants and like it's weird. 3rd root race, Lemurians. 4th root race, Atlanteans. 5th root race, Aryans. And then yet to appear on 6 and 7. To date, only 5-foot races have appeared on the Earth. And the 6th root race is predicted by Theosophists to emerge in the 28th century. The 7th root race will only appear several million years in the future. So the 6th root race is predicted by Theosophists to emerge in the 28th century. Huh. So as described in Blavatsky's book, The Secret Doctrine, root races are stages in human evolution in the esoteric cosmology. Some of these races were said to have existed on now lost continents, such as Lemuria, Atlantis. Blavatsky's root race model was further developed and expounded by later theosophists, most notably by William Scott Elliott in his books The Story of Atlantis and The Last Lemuria. So yeah, this is like such a huge, all-encompassing topic because she talks about like everything. So I really should do like an episode about Atlantis and then an episode about like, you know, Tibet or, you know, learn about these religions maybe one at a time instead of trying to, I don't know. Because I just know so little. I don't know a lot about Hinduism. I don't know a lot about Buddhism. I'm kind of, I don't know. It's just, there's a lot to talk about. But anyway, the root race model is further developed. The story about man, whence, how, and whither. Astral clairvoyance relied heavily upon information from Charles Webster Leadbetter, who had obtained it through astral clairvoyance. That's weird. Further elaboration on the root races were given by Rudolf Steiner, the architect of anthroposophy, in his work Atlantis and Lemuria. The first root race, astral etheric, was primarily spiritual and did not leave any physical remains. They were ethereal and were consequently composed of etheric energy / matter. Their reproduction was accomplished by them dividing similar to that of amoebas. Yeah, it was like a self-replicating thing. Moreover, at the time of the first root race, the Earth was still cooling, and it is said that the first mountain to rise out of the chaotic primal ocean was Mount Meru, M-E-R-U. The second root race, Hyperborean. Second root race lived in Hyperborea, which includes what is now northern Canada, Greenland, Iceland, Scandinavia, northern Asia, and Kamchatka. Second root race was colored golden yellow, and the climate was tropical in consequence of the Earth not having yet developed an axial tilt. The esoteric names of the second root race's continent is Plaksha, and they called themselves the Kimpershas. This root race reproduced by budding, and today there are no descendants. By budding? B-U-D-D-I-N-G? Okay. So Hyperboreans did not reproduce sexually, I guess. The third root race, Lemurian, the third root race was the first race with physical bodies. And they were described as a black race of three-eyed giants who inhabited the lost continent of Lemuria. It is believed that this continent existed where the Indian and Pacific Oceans now are. Modern theosophists identify Lemuria with the actual ancient supercontinent of Gondwana. I remember that from when I was talking about, was it dinosaurs? You need to learn about Jacob and the Hollow Earth. Okay. I need to learn about everything. The esoteric name of Lemuria is Shalmali, and according to theosophists, it specifically existed in a large part of what is now the Indian Ocean and included Australia and extended into the South Pacific Ocean. The last remnants are the Australian continent. Lemurian, and the islands of New Guinea and Madagascar. It is believed that Lemuria sank gradually and was eventually destroyed by increasing numbers of violently erupting volcanoes. The fourth root race, Atlantean. According to Theosophy teachings, the fourth root race was called the Atlantean race. Hey, does my sound better at all with this different microphone I got? I don't know if it's better. It was just more expensive, but it appeared approximately 4.5 million years ago in Africa and originated from the fourth subrace of the Lemurian root race. The Lemurians had colonized a part of Africa that is now inhabited by the Ashanti. Theosophists believe the Atlantean root race was physically procreated by the Shankshushimanu. Does that mean sex? After the early Atlanteans, oh my god, I cannot After the early Atlanteans developed in Africa, they migrated and colonized the continent of Atlantis. The esoteric name of Atlantis is Kusha, and the Atlantean root race had Mongolian features. Okay. The 7 sub-races of the Atlantean root race are the Remoal, the Tlavadi Cro-Magnons, the Toltec, a theosophical term which used for American Indians, the Turian, the original Semites, for example, the Phoenicians, etc., the Akkadians, the Mongolian, who migrated to and colonized East Asia. Yeah, I don't think I know anything at all about any of this. Yeah, me neither. It's apparently it's like, I don't know how we're supposed to have any proof of this. I'm just going off. I'm just learning about what they taught, what they believed. Who knows if it's true, but maybe some of it is. There is some wisdom in it. It seems interesting. Like some of it started reminding me of like the Christopher John Bjerknes stuff, because she was talking about the serpent being a symbol of wisdom, and how basically, like, I think she was saying that the Christians messed up by turning that into a symbol for like Lucifer. I don't know. It's complicated because even Lucifer is like just supposed to be. I don't understand turning things evil. It's like, this is evil now. It used to be a symbol of like fertility and wisdom and like early creation of the universe, and now it's evil, and it's a snake, and it's Satan now, and it's evil. Your audio sounds good. Thank you. I don't know if it sounds any better, but like the other microphone I had was kind of tinny. Kind of. Also, just my voice is a little bit. But maybe this softens the blow. Okay, so what are we on? According to the are we still in the 4th one? According to traditional theosophy, the 4th root race, Atlantean, began with golden brown skin, and because some Atlanteans migrated to the Americas and Asia, they gradually evolved into the red American Indian, brown Malayan, and yellow Mongolian races. It's kind of racist. Oh, just kidding. As well as some groups of what in the late 19th and early 20th centuries was referred to as the olive-skinned Mediterranean race. Okay, so here we are, the 5th race. I think this is supposed to be like what we've got going on now. Blavatsky asserted that humanity was presently in the 5th or Aryan root race, which theosophists believed to have emerged from the previous 4th root race, Atlantean. Thus, the origins of the 5th root race are traced back to about 100,000 years in Atlantis. When Kitty, hi! Meowed at me. When Blavatsky stated that Aryan root race was 1 million years old, she meant that the souls of the people that later physically incarnated as the first Aryans about 100,000 years ago began their incarnation cycles in the bodies of Atlanteans 1 million years ago. Yeah, they talk about cycles a lot. It's like the cycle of the universe, like coming and going and having a deep, like restful sleep period. I forget what the word is that she uses. It's like, it sounds like maybe an Indian word. It's like Mantaville. I'm sure I'll find it, but it's good to learn together. Yes, it is. I like it. Okay, so theosophists believe that the Aryan root race was physically procreated by the Vivafstu Manu, one of the masters of the ancient wisdom. The Aryan root race is white because it originates from a specific tribe of the 4th original Semite. I have no idea about any of this. Subrace of the Atlanteans, which was white-skinned and lived in the mountains of northeastern Atlantis. The closest relatives to this tribe today are the Kabyle. Thus, the Aryan root race overlapped the Atlantean root race, and the genesis of the 5th root race occurred toward the end of the time when the 4th root race dwelt in Atlantis. The original Aryan root race was comprised of 9,000 who migrated from Atlantis in 79,797 BC. A small group of these migrants split from the main body and went south to the shore of an inland sea in what was then a verdant and lush Sahara, where they founded the City of the Sun. This city came to be ruled about 70,000 BC by an incarnation of the being who later became known as the Ascended Master, Saint Germain. The main body of the Aryan migrates continued onwards to an island called the White Island in the middle of what was then an inland sea in what is now the Gobi Desert, where they established the city of the Bridge. The city of the Bridge was built directly below the etheric city called Shambhala, where Theosophists believe the governing deity of Earth, Sanat Kumara, dwells. Consequently, the evolution and development of the Aryan root race has been divinely guided by the being that Theosophists identify as the Lord of the world. Theosophists believe that a large percentage of the people who live in the time of the period of the fifth root race are part of the fifth. Wait, what? A large percentage of the people who live in the time of the period of the fifth root race are part of the fifth root race. That makes sense. However, Blavatsky declared that some Semitic peoples have become degenerate in spirituality. She further asserted that some groups descended from the Lemurians are semi-animal creatures, and these include the Tasmanians, a portion of the Australians, and a mountain tribe in China. There are also considerable numbers of the mixed Lemuro-Atlantean peoples produced by various crossings with such semi-human stocks. For example, the wild men of Borneo, the Vedas of Ceylon, most of the remaining Australians, Bushmen, Negritos, Andaman Islanders, etc. Now we're talking, hold on. Hold on now. Yeah, they keep saying that the original Semites came from Chaldeans. I've never even heard of that. All these groups mentioned by Blavatsky are part of what was in the late 19th and most of the 20th century was called the Australoid race, except for the Bushmen, part of the Capoid race, which were believed by traditional Theosophists to have been descended from the Lemurians. Blavatsky described the fifth root race, the Aryan races, for instance, now varying from dark brown, almost black, red-brown, yellow, down to the whitest creamy color, are yet all of one of the same stock, the fifth root race, and spring from one single progenitor, which Hindus called Manu. Theosophists believe that each root race has a separate and distinct progenitor. The sub-races of the Aryan fifth root race include the first sub-race, the Hindu, which migrated from the city of the Bridge on the White Island in the middle of the Gobi Island Sea to India in 60,000 BC. The second sub-race, the Arabian, which migrated from the city of the Bridge to Arabia in 40,000 BC. The third sub-race, the Persian, which migrated from the city of the Bridge to Persia in 30,000 BC. The fourth sub-race, the Celts, which migrated from the city of the Bridge to Western Europe beginning in 20,000 BC. That's me! I mean, that's half me. The Mycenaean Greeks are regarded as an offshoot of the Celtic subrace that colonized Southeast Europe. The fifth subrace, the Teutonic, which also migrated from the city of the Bridge to what is now Germany, beginning in 20,000 BC. So, Teutonic, that's what Germany is. In 20,000 BC, the Slavs are regarded as an offshoot of the Teutonic subrace that colonized Russia and surrounding areas. This is very interesting to me. I don't know any of this. I know, he's so silly. Look at him. He thinks I'm just warm furniture for him. Celts, woo! You mean like mitochondrial Eve? Oh, mitochondrial. You probably mean mitochondrial. Yeah, mitochondrial Eve, yes. Yeah, they do a lot. So a lot of the exoteric or mainstream, seen, not hidden, exoteric religions, exoteric philosophies, they don't like talking about female anything. They just sort of don't and won't. But it leaves a lot of things feeling kind of incomplete because they're cutting out chunks of the shit. They're cutting out chunks of the dogma. But I guess they would call it, they probably just think of it as editing, I guess. But what else do they do? They anthropomorphize these forces to the degree that it's like, you could have a personalized God. And it's like, I guess Blavatsky didn't like that much. She's like, this is I don't know, to personify them into a personality or a character or a person might kind of take away from the truth of what she believes, I guess. I don't know. He is so silly. Okay, so the sixth subrace, according to Blavatsky, the sixth subrace of the Aryan fifth root race will begin to evolve in the area of the United States in the early 21st century. This sixth subrace of the Aryan... What? I think I read somewhere else that a lot of them will come from California. I'm like, oh, okay. Why? How do they know that? I don't know. And is believed by theosophists to be now arising from the Teutonic subrace of the Aryan root race in Australia and in the western United States. Many individuals of the new subrace will be born in California. Okay, that's what I just said, yeah. I must have been reading this earlier. And its surrounding nearby areas, that is, the Australo-American subrace, is presently in the process of arising from the Anglo-American, Anglo-Canadian, Anglo-Australian, and presumably also the Anglo-New Zealander ethnic groups. The sixth or Australo-American subrace will possess certain psychic powers. Oh, that's cool. Shit. And for this, the pituitary body will be developed, thus giving an additional sense, that of cognizing astral emotions in the ordinary waking consciousness. We may say that in general, the sixth subrace will bring in wisdom and intuition, blending all that is best in the intelligence of the fifth subrace and the emotion of the fourth. Okay. Seventh subrace. So this means X-Men now. Yeah, that's exactly what I was just thinking. Anglos. The eternal Anglo. Just kidding. Seventh subrace. These will be the survivors of the new great cataclysm that will soon destroy the Aryan root race. Thus, the seventh subrace has yet to come into existence. They still do not exist, but they will. It is believed by theosophists that the root races evolved from the sub-races of the same number. Thus, the sixth root race will evolve from the sixth sub-race of the fifth or Aryan root race, just as the fifth or Aryan root race evolved from the fifth sub-race, the Semitic, of the fourth or Atlantean root race 100,000 years ago. Okay. The sixth root race, according to C.W. Ledbetter, a colony will be established in Baja, California by the Theosophical Society under the guidance of the Masters of the Ancient Wisdom. Yeah, so these masters that she would talk about were like almost like these like masters that like guide humanity and care about us. So like a hidden hand, but not evil. I don't know if that was really a thing though. She might have made that up. We'll shoot fire from our hands and lasers from our eyes. Yes, we will. This will take place in the 28th century for the intensive selective eugenic breeding of the sixth race. What? Intensive selective eugenic breeding. Okay, that's going to take place, they say. The Master Moria will physically incarnate in order to be the man or progenitor of this new root race. It is further believed that by that time, the world will be powered by nuclear power, and there will be a single world government, which is led by a person who will be the reincarnation of Julius Caesar. Okay, I don't like that. Let's not and say we did. What the hell? I love you. Further, tens millennia in the future, a new continent will arise in the Pacific Ocean that will be the home of the sixth root race. California, west of the San Andreas Fault, will separate from the mainland of North America and will become the island of California off the eastern coast of the new continent. The seventh root race. In time, several million years into the future, the seventh root race will rise from the seventh sub-race of the sixth root race on the future continent that the sixth root race will be living on that will arise from the Pacific Ocean, the continent they will inhabit, esoterically called Pushkara. Okay, well, this is just saying a lot of stuff, but we'll see if it happens, I guess. Hello! Wow, I feel popular today. There she is. She's got some cool eyes. What was that? Yeah, more talk about symbology, a lot of symbolism. Everything is symbols. Everything is symbols. Maybe I should watch a little bit of this. Oh, hold on. Is the sound plugged in? Away. Unmute.
She was a spiritual genius, and this woman who was ahead of her time, who had an impact on our world in far...
You know, I don't know, I don't know what's wrong with my sound. I'm sorry. Speakers, Razor Sharon. Speakers, headphones. What if I do it now? Okay, can you guys hear this? Can you hear it? You can't hear it? Oh no, you can't? Oh shit. Okay. Could hear before, not now. Oh, that's weird. Huh. Okay, never mind. How about now?
New Age gurus of various
okay,
sorts,
well, I can't hear it when I play it right now.
She was the first person who took on the task of trying to
Can you hear it
explain
now?
the entire
Sorry,
gamut
this
of
is
human
so bad.
spirituality, and
I gotta
to
test this stuff out
embody
before I go for
what
it.
she had learned in the course of
What if I unplug these? How about now?
studying all these religious traditions.
I still can't
in
hear it.
a
Damn it.
spiritual path that somehow transcended and incorporated all of them.
Damn it. I don't think I can do videos right now. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I can't. Okay, shit. Well, never mind. No videos because I didn't test it out before. Dang it. This is their symbol. Archie. There is no religion higher than truth. Okay. All right. Dang it. She wrote this book called The Voice of the Silence, chosen fragments from the Book of the Golden Precepts for the daily use of Lanus, which means disciples, I guess. L-A-N-O-O-S. The Voice of the Silence, the Two Paths, the Seven Portals. So yeah, there's just her work. Here's her friend, Henry Still Alcott. They had a falling out, though. She was talking shit on him in a letter she wrote, and he found out about it, and it ruined their relationship. She was saying, like, basically that he was, like, you know, she had him wrapped around her little finger, basically. I don't think she said that exactly, but that he was under her control and just that, I don't know, she was being a dick, I guess, and it messed up their friendship. But he never, like, even if he was upset with her, he never claimed that she was a fraud as a result of that. But for a while, they were roommates. They did not have romantical anything. It was just a friendship, and they moved in together, and they were really, really close. They would just hang out in their apartment and have people come by and talk about theosophy and philosophy and religion and all this stuff all the time. And she would just be writing all the time and reading and talking with people and doing seances and stuff, I guess, too, until she stopped. Okay, so he was an American military officer, journalist, lawyer, Freemason, and the co-founder and first president of the Theosophical Society. Olcott was the first well-known American of European ancestry to make a formal conversion to Buddhism. Oh, really? He was the first well-known American of European ancestry to make a formal conversion to Buddhism. His subsequent actions as president of the Theosophical Society, helped create a renaissance in the study of Buddhism. Olcott is considered a Buddhist modernist for his efforts in interpreting Buddhism through a westernized lens. Oh my God, I can't talk right now. I just wanted to read some of these random quotes from The Secret Doctrine. I was just like taking screenshots. B-U-D-H, Bud, means to know. Chaldean. At some point, she says the Kabbalah came from the Aryans, but I guess that's not, I don't know. See, I don't even understand this enough to really be talking about it, but I'm trying. Osiris is interchangeable with Isis, and Horus is of both sexes. Finally, St. John's vision and revelation, that of the Logos, who is now connected with Jesus, is hermaphrodite, for he is described as having female breasts. Really? So is the Tetragrammaton equals Jehovah. Tetragrammaton equals Jehovah. But there are two Avalokite Shawaras in esotericism and first. Sorry, whatever. She talks about this number 31415. It's the number of the circle and the mystic swastika, but she spells it S-V-A-S-T-I-C-A. The twice seven once more, for whatever way the two sets of figures are counted, when added separately, one figure after another, whether crossways from right or from left, they will always yield 14. Yeah, so there's like this number stuff involved. The O, or the zero symbol, the egg-looking symbol, this means that the boundless circle becomes a figure or number only when one of the 9 figures precedes it, and thus manifests its value and potency. The word or logos in union with voice and spirit, the expression and source of consciousness, standing for the 9 figures and thus forming, with the cipher, the decad, maybe, which continues in itself all the universe. The triad forms within the circle of the tetractys, or sacred 4, the square within the circle. I don't know what I'm talking about. So, yeah. I don't know. There's Olcott. It's been an hour. See, whatever. I'll learn more about it and do better as time goes on. These are her letters of H.P. Blavatsky. I wonder if they've got the one that she was talking shit. Huh. Damn it. Oh, I wanted to show this video because it's weird. Maybe we can still watch it without noise. Thank you, Werner, my friend. He gave me this. We don't need the sound. This is completely unrelated to anything. I just think it's weird. So watch that for a minute. It's like this clay face performance. Not weird at all. They're just like, maybe I can figure out how to fix the sound while I'm playing this. Here, maybe? I don't know if I can go to settings while I'm streaming. can't. I might start using PowerPoints. Oh, you can hear it. Okay. Well, I can't. Maybe I'll just end it with this. It reminds me of Beetlejuice, kind of. Yeah, it's pretty weird. I just thought the same thing, Beetlejuice. Yeah, well, we think alike, don't we? I think you and I could really be psychic together if we gave it a shot. Test our psychical power. New microphone, can't hear video stream. Oh, okay. Well, that was that. That was just random and had nothing to do with anything. ISIS unveiled. Yeah, I probably need to read that. Oh, the Chaldeans of ancient Mesopotamia. The Chaldeans, so it kept saying the early Semites came from these Chaldeans. Were an ethnic group that lived in Mesopotamia in the first millennium BC. The Chaldean tribes started to migrate from exactly where scholars aren't sure into the south of Mesopotamia in the 9th century BC. At this time, they began to take over the areas around Babylon, notes scholar Mark van de Meroep in his A History of the Ancient Near East, along with another people called the Arameans. They were divided into 3 main tribes, the Bit Dakuri, the Bit Amukani, and the Bit Jakin, against what the Assyrians waged war in the 9th century BC. The Chaldeans may be best known from the Bible. Oh, does it mention them? Weird sound effects. Okay. I couldn't hear them. The Chaldeans, there they are associated with the city of Ur and the biblical patriarch Abraham, who was born in Ur. When Abraham left Ur, I don't know how to say it, with his family, the Bible says, it's like you are. The Bible says they went out together from Ur of the Chaldeans to go into the land of Canaan. The Chaldeans pop up in the Bible again and again. For example, they are part of the army Nebuchadnezzar II, king of Babylon, uses to surround Jerusalem. Well, hey, I guess I just forgot about them. In fact, Nebuchadnezzar may have been of partial Chaldean descent himself, along with several other groups like the Kassites and Arameans. The Chaldeans kicked off a dynasty that would create the Neo-Babylonian Empire. It ruled Babylonia from about 625 BC until 538 BC, when the Persian king Cyrus the Great invaded. Okay, so that's the Chaldeans. Oh, I want to talk about Mercury retrograde before I stop real quick, because we're in Mercury retrograde right now, which is, I guess, worse than Mercury retrograde. It comes after the retrograde, and it's called the retrograde. And you're going to have trouble with communication with people, disorientation and stuff, which, I don't know, maybe it's all a bunch of crap, but I have had a very chaotic last little few weeks. Uranus. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what's going on right now, and it's like, oh, is it Venus and Mercury? What's that? I thought it was just Mercury. Why the first 2022 Venus plus Mercury retrograde will actually be a good thing. Oh, really? When a planet appears to be going backwards, it is said to be in retrograde. While it's an optical illusion, it's not truly moving backwards. The pull of the planets and the power they exert can have many feeling like this cosmic chaos is also stirring up some internal stuff for them. Says Mercury retrograde in 2022 is going to affect everyone. Have you guys had a chaotic last couple of weeks? Mercury shade? It's a Mercury retro shade. I'd never even heard that term before until just recently, but apparently it comes after the grade. I don't really know what it means. It says it's going to affect it. No one is immune from the planetary moonwalks that are occurring in 2022. The signs that will feel it the most will be the earth and air signs. I'm an air sign, which means it will be tough for Taurus, Gemini, Virgo, Libra, Capricorn, and Aquarius. That's me. Water and fire signs will feel the cosmic punch as well, but not on such a hard level. That makes Aries, Pisces, Cancer, Leo, Scorpio, and Sagittarius. That means they are more in the clear than the other signs, even though it'll create havoc in their lives too, but not on a grand scale. January 14th. I don't know, that's kind of silly. There's one in June. Where's the June one? All 4 Mercury retrogrades this year. June 18th. What is it? It's the 19th. So is it over? Mercury leaves the post-retrograde shadow on June 18th. Oh, it's over. I guess it's over. Until August 20th. So we're in the clear, you guys. We made it through the retrograde. Mercury on August 20th, 2022 enters the pre-retrograde shadow at 24 degrees Virgo. September 9th, Mercury turns retrograde. On October 2nd, Mercury turns direct. On October 16th, Mercury leaves the retrograde zone. Anyway, I don't know. And then again in December, there's 4 of them in 1 year. We're entering the Mercury shadow period known as retrograde. But I think it's over now. We just had the strawberry moon. Oh. I don't know. I thought it was going until the 22nd. That's what I read the first time. Maybe it's not like an exact thing, but I wish I could kind of see what they're talking about. Like, can we see it in the sky? It says it's an optical illusion that makes it look like it's going backwards. Yes, I have. Has it been chaos? Okay. A disorienting time with difficulties communicating. That's chaotic, disorienting time with struggles communicating with people. More so than normal, I guess. I wish I could see it. I want to see, like, the actual planet. Why can't I see the actual planet? Like, what it does. Optical illusion. I'm not going to be able to hear this video. Damn it. Whatever. I should stop. I forgot I can't even hear the video. So anyway, A Beginner's Guide to Studying the Secret Doctrine, 1,400 pages long. Isis Unveiled is 1,300 pages long. It isn't easy to read. Actually, it's pretty well written, I gotta say. Like, it's not that hard to follow. It's just so much information crammed in. Look, this has got like that symbol with that Ouroboros around it. Ah, damn it. Cycles. What is this? I pulled up this book. It's called The Ocean of Theosophy by William Q. Judge. Published by Theosophical University Press, I guess, originally. So this is like an overview. I kept trying to get like an overview. Here's the cycles I mentioned. One of the most important doctrines, corresponding words in the Sanskrit, few cycles known to the West. They cause the reappearance of former living personages. They affect life and evolution. When did the first moment come? The first rate of vibration determines the subsequent ones. When man leaves the globe, the forces die. What? Convulsions and cataclysms, reincarnation and karma intermix with cyclic law. Civilizations cycle back. The cycle of avatars, Krishna, Buddha, and others come under cycles. Minor personages and great leaders. Intersection of cycles causes convulsions, the moon, sun, and sidereal cycles. Individual cycles, and that of reincarnation. I don't know. I guess that's just a summary of what it talks about in that book. What is this? Psychic law, forces, and phenomena. What is this? Spiritualism, wrongly named, should be called necromancy and the worship of the dead. This cult did not originate in America. The practice long known in India. The facts recorded deserve examination. Theosophists admit the facts but interpret them differently from the spiritualists. The examination confined to the question of whether the dead return. The dead do not return thus. The massive communications are from the astral shell of man. Okay, yeah, they were saying that it's like, that's kind of the idea I was having before, that it was almost like an echo, like a leftover imprinted, like, you know, dead people speaking. Objections stated to the claims made by mediums. The record justifies the ridicule of science. Materialization and what it is. A mass of electric magnetic matter with a picture upon it from the astral light. Or is it the astral body of the medium extruded from the living body? Analysis of the laws to be known before the phenomenon. Dangers of mediumship. Attempt to get these powers for money or selfish ends is dangerous. I don't know. Okay, whatever. I guess I'm kind of done. I just barely touched the surface of anything. These are like... Maybe I can find... Seventh. I don't know. Okay, well, never mind. I don't know. I'll figure out more and tell you when I figure it out. Sorry. The end, I guess, for now. And that was Blavatsky. I don't really feel like I did a good job, but I'll try to do more later, I guess. She died of the flu in 1891. Theosophists celebrate the day of her death as White Lotus Day. Oh, that reminds me. I watched The Northman, and it was really good. I liked it a lot. Started off a little rough with the farting and stuff, but apparently that director just likes farts and stuff. It's the same guy who did The Lighthouse, which I still haven't watched, but I will. And The Northman was really good, and I recommend it, and I liked it. It's pretty violent, but it's good. And it's pretty. And I liked it. The end. Have a good night. Have a good week. I'll try to learn about something better next time. Hopefully, now that we're basically out of the retro shade, I can focus again. So, all right. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night. Class dismissed. Ding, ding, ding. I appreciate you. Goodbye. Bye.